Howdy, y'all. Happy Friday and Happy New Year's. It's New Year's Eve on a Friday, December 31st, 2021. And so we'll bid adieu to 2021. It's been a goofy year, to be charitable. 2022, we're going to make it a great one. My side and yours. And that's a mindset. Mindset's very important. We've talked about that before. What I wanted to talk to you very briefly about today was one of those silos. The last time out I talked about what you got to do with your core. Start there. Put together but also put together a strength training, weightlifting, things of that nature. I won't really get into that one. There's plenty of gurus online that can help you put that together. You can do bench pressing, you can do push-ups, do all the things you want to do at your level. You should really get with your doctor, get yourself a checkup, and maybe get some ideas from your doctor if you really don't have anybody else. Okay, based on what your situation is, your body mass index, which can be misleading, but where you currently are. Because if a physical trainer doesn't meet you where you are, it's no good to you. So start where you are and just have this mentality that you're going to get 1% better, 2% better, whatever, 1% better every day. And go from there. And it's a discipline thing. But today, my final installment on how you're going to make 22 a great year is going to, from a physical standpoint, is going to be about nutrition. What I'm going to tell you is there is no magic bullet. Excuse the reference or the euphemism. There's no magic formula. There are thousands of diets. But what I will tell you is when somebody has a diet to sell you, run. I mean, you should run to get in shape, but run away from that. Get away from somebody that says they got a magic bullet about this. The big three of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins are necessary. You need to balance them. Okay? First thing first, whether you're diabetic like me or whether you're like anyone else, read your labels. And if there isn't a label, get on Google. Find out the carbs, the fats, the carbs, the fats, and the protein numbers. You need protein to create healthy muscles. Okay? You need carbs for energy. You need fats for things like your skin and your hair and elasticity. Okay? Believe it or not. They work together. So anybody that tells you go no carb, you can do it. There's ways to do it. I mean, Tom Brady, for example, doesn't eat very many carbs. He eats carbs. They say he doesn't. He never touches carbs. He does eat some carbs because if he didn't, he'd have no energy. Well, let me tell you a secret about the human body. When you go all the way back to the time of us being in caves, it's a while ago. That's in our DNA. And what happens is the human body is a machine, and it's got this really interesting characteristic about it, and that is that when you starve it of something, it stockpiles it. If you give it too much of it, it'll repel it. It tries to moderate whatever you do. So why don't you help it out and just moderate things in the first place? When you go no carb, it will hold more sugars, because that's what carbs turn into. All carbs turn into sugar, and that turns into energy. There's good carbs and there's bad carbs. You want to eat some good carbs. Talk to your doctor about that. But when you go no carb, then your carbs get retained. Your body will store them. It will go into survival mode and it will store the energy. And you'll gain weight in the wrong places. It'll get in on a cellular level, it'll mess you up as well, because then you're going to have larger amounts of problems down the line. Because you're not supposed to store that stuff. You're supposed to get it in, get it out, use it. Protein, if you have too much, then you'll start to have absorption problems. But if you starve yourself of proteins because you have a bad diet, maybe you're just eating sugars, then you don't have anything that's going to cause the muscle fibers that you destroy and then build, creative destruction. It won't have the fuel to do it. It's akin to running your car without gasoline. Just run your car on fumes, and then wonder why your car doesn't perform. You won't build muscle fiber without protein. And there's an optimal amount. So a nutritionist would be a really good place to start if you really are serious about your long-term health, and particularly if you're serious about your long-term athletic health, which is good for everybody. You don't have to be competing. Just running through the game of life, looking better, feeling better, being around longer. These are good things to do. Fats are important because, again, you starve yourself of fats, the body will stockpile them. At first, you'll have problems like your hair will be weaker, thinner. You'll have all kinds of issues all over your body where your skin won't be as elastic as it should be, things like that. But over time, if you starve it long enough, your body will then stockpile whatever fats it does get. So again, if your body is a moderating mechanism, and it is, then wouldn't it be great to just moderate everything in the first place? Like I said, just go ahead and take in the correct amount of carbs, the correct amount of proteins, the correct amount of fats. You're welcome. This would be beneficial to you. Now, the amount of times that you eat in a day, should it be 3? No. That's grandma kettle stuff. That's back in the woebegone era. Okay? Scientifically, we know anywhere between 4 and 6 meals a day. Smaller. You don't gorge. And when you do eat, you should eat at a slower pace so you feel fuller with less food. Your stomach is on a timer. It is not on an amount. And the reason for that is because you're metabolizing the food as soon as it enters your body. You have acids in the entire distribution system, not just at the bottom. So you're not putting a bunch of stuff on a scale and then when you're done, it'll say, oh, we've got enough. So the body's interesting that way. It actually tells you that they're done based on how much time you've been eating. You ever notice you go to Thanksgiving dinner and you're psyched to eat so much and then you yak and yak and yak during dinner and for some reason you just didn't put as much food away as you thought you would? Truth. That's what happens. From the time you put your first bit of food in your mouth, that first bite, your body starts a timer. Your nervous system does this automatically. There's so much, just like a computer, it has random access memory. The RAM, it's got an operating system in it. It's already pre-programmed. It's got some pretty cool attributes to it if you start to study it. So what happens is you start eating and you're on a timer. And it'll let you know when you're done. Okay? Very few people have anything wrong with that aspect of their of that system of their body from that perspective. So eating slower, you'll eat less and still feel full. So that's where your portion control comes from. Okay? But you eat smaller meals, eat them 4 times, 5 times, max 6. Don't eat too late. Anything after 8 should be a really tiny one. Maybe a little protein bar or something like that. When you're about to go out and do something athletic, do some pre-workout, maybe a protein bar, or something of that nature. Not a Snickers. Not cheap energy, not sugar energy, but balanced protein energy. A little bit of carbs, a lot of protein when you're going to go build some mass. Maybe a half hour, an hour before you're going to work out. These are things that will help you. Make this a lifestyle. And you'll live longer and you'll prosper. Borrow from Star Trek, I guess. But you'll prosper, you'll live longer, and you'll just be more vibrant. You'll have more energy. None of these things are bad. So I hope that helps. Go out and party hardy tonight if you shall. Be safe out there. It's getting stupid. It's going to be a great 2022. Why? Because I said so. You're going to master your own domain. So master it. Don't try to master things you can't control. But master your attitude. Master what you can do. Don't put off any of it. Just chip away 1% or better, 1% better every day. You'll look up at the scoreboard pretty soon. You're going to be on the winning side. So I hope you have a lot of fun tonight. Hope you have a fantastic New Year's. I will be back on Monday the 3rd with another installment where I get more back into the professional and the semi-professional ranks. It will probably be a spin around the sports world to see, where everybody is. It's pretty much midway through the season in all the major sports, so that's probably where we'll go. So just a few in the labs here during this holiday season, and I hope they've been helpful. So again, Happy New Year. I shall be back. And we're going to try and stick to that Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing. And by the way, you're probably wondering, what's your New Year's resolution, Coach Jim? Glad you asked. Here's my New Year's resolution. To not make any New Year's resolutions. I keep mine. Good luck if you're trying to have one other than that. Because nobody ever keeps them. I always keep mine, though. And I make this one every single year. It's been several years in a row that's my New Year's resolution. Once again, you're welcome. Enjoy, guys. One more time for 2021, I will say, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the ringy-dingy, say all, and then spread this video far and wide. Sharing is caring, and I need all the caring that I can get. I will holler at you on the other side of this New Year's party. Peace out, me homies. See ya.